All right, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and all right, sound confirm works. Also, fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually tonight sneak in the hunt phase because that's typically the shortest of all three, just so I can have recorded and so that you guys can see it. So I think what I'll do is I'll separate all the whenever there's something significantly different, I'll do it. So the summit phase will always be one highlight, the hunt will be one highlight, the showdown will be another highlight, and a Nemesis encounter I'll have be its own highlight as well. All right. All right, so what you see here is the hunt track, and I'm just finishing some more of the setup. All the starting survivors are on this side. Their gear stuff is over here, which is the same gear as I had specified at the end of the summon phase last stream. But in this, the hunt is you're just trying to reach the lion and get through the world. So for this, I'll show the hunt, what happens during the hunt, and setting up the showdown phase. That way, when I just do the showdown, it's just action-packed and figuring out the strategy. Because there's a bunch of strategy in setting up the showdown, but that's kind of the hunt too, is like how are you going to engage this creature? So I'll include that into this one. Alrighty. So I just got some more stuff for the setup for the hunt. So I have encounter cards. And like I said, for now on, just sidebar, for the setup, I'm not going to keep flipping this because I'll just keep the set the same way, layout, just so I can instantly get back in the game. I'll use this for now on because this is a tracker of what you do when, and I'll just slide so you know where I'm at. It's actually an easier thing to do, honestly. Anywho. Alright, so for the white lion, we need to get out just the hunt cards because we going hunting. We going chicken hunting. There are cards that you place here also for regular encounters, but there's really no point because whenever you land one of those, it's always the same. You just roll on the track, so there's no reason to put a card there. Alrighty, so I'll set these up. So we have one there, one here, and then boom, and then boom. Alright, so I believe that's the setup. Let's double check. I'm just going to flip quickly to the hunt explanation, just to make sure I'm not missing anything obvious. Hunt phase, choose the quarry, set up the hunt board, hunt the quarry along the board. Table set up, I got it. I got hunt event cards out. Set up the hunt. Shelf the monster's hunt deck, place one of the hunt deck on each of the E's, which it did. I don't need to place basic hunt because it's always the same. Place any hunt cards triggered by gear. I don't have any of that yet. Place everybody on the board. Alright. Mineral gathering, not doing yet. Survivors take turns to hunt revealer. cards remain in survivor's space. Everyone moves one forward. Hunts are done one at a time. The monster does not move unless specified. You have to reach the monster. If there are no hunt cards on the hunt space board, then the hunt reveals makes one roll on the hunt table, which that's always what those cards say. The first time the survivors land on the overwhelming dark of the space triggered overwhelming darkest story event instead of rolling on the hunt table. Once I move on the same space, the hunt's over. People can get event damage during the hunt, but it's non-lethal. Any damage persists. If the monster moves to the survivor's hunt board space, it's an ambush. Otherwise, you ambush the monster. Okay. Seems pretty legit. All right. So, we'll go ahead and do this. I'll use this to mark whose turn it is. And who's taken the turn. Right? So to be safe, I think I'll start with Dusa since she's got headgear. Sure. So she's taken a turn. Dusa is her. So she's going to be moving in front. First one is White Lion Cub. We'll see what that does. And so I'll have her a little bit in front so you know that she's the revealer, as well as a marker over here. All right, White Lion Cub. I'll read it to you. The survivors find a white lion cub. They may choose to slay the cub. If they do, each survivor gains one random basic resource. That's huge. That's a lot of resources. The event revealer rolls on the table below. And bad shit can happen. But if I spare the cub, then you do a different event. But this is interesting because you can get one basic resource for each survivor. That's a lot of resources. And I think it's actually worth doing because that's a lot of resources. Shit. We're going to do that. So each survivor, we slain the cub we find, so we just immediately get 4 resources. So I'll shuffle the basic resources. So it's not the white lion pieces, it's just 4 resources. So this could very well be the shortest hunt ever. It's also a little dangerous, but resources are a good thing. All right, so I need basic resource. All right, let me shuffle this deck again. All right, so we get 4 basic resources, which is cool. Got some love juice, which is great since I want to do intimacy next time. Monster bone. Monster hide. And another broken lantern. So I have scraps. I'll just leave this at. All right, so we got 4 resources. So that's good. 2 bones. Then 1 bone. Love juice, which I guess for intimacy. Hide, and a generic item I can get rid of. All right, so we got some stuff. Cool. Now the bad thing happens. So we killed the cub. Now we roll a d10 to see what bad thing happens. Hopefully no bad thing, because I don't want to give the lion an advantage. So we'll see. It's a 5. 5, the father lion shows up, begin the showdown immediately. So fortunately, the lion doesn't have enrage, so that's awesome. The bad news is it says the father lion shows up. So the question is, would that count as an ambush on us? Because it said here, if the lion moved into our space, it counts as ambush. So that's the one thing I want to check. I mean, let me see. It says if the monster moves into the survivor's hunt board space. Okay. And then this says the father lion shows up, begin the showdown immediately. I count that as that means we just got ambushed. Because it heard the... I mean, that's what I would rule it as, because the lion came to us. So I'm saying it's an ambush. So normally... normally it's who attacks first, right? It keeps alternating back, forth, back, forth. So if we get ambushed, that means the lion's going to attack us as opposed to us attacking first. So 2 turn shit, I don't believe. I think that's stupid. I think it's just who goes first to get initiative. In this case, the monster gets initiative. All right, so the monster will go first. All right, so that was a short hunt, but it's very fruitful because we got a bunch of resources. I guess what this viewing this as is whenever we hunt, it's normally always the players that go first. And then it's the lion. But then, even in that case, then when it comes back around, it'd still be the lion. So that means it's weird. I'm just going to treat it as initiative. Normally we go first, but this time the lion goes first. Okay. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so now I got to set up the showdown board. I'll go ahead and do that tonight. That way it's ready for the next time. Alright, so first I'm going to move this. Okay, so according to this, we need monster goes in the middle, of course. And I'm going to move this down here a sec. Oh, actually, no, because that's... Yeah, right. Anyway. So we need a tall grass and 2 other random terrain. So 3 terrain. So we look at terrain. So 1 grass, and then I shuffle the rest. All of these hunts come off the board because we found a lion. Okay, so 2 other terrain. There's going to be tall grass. There's going to be 2 acanthus plants. And there's also going to be 2 more acanthus plants. So a lot of plants and some tall grass. And they all have different features. So like tall grass, you can hide in it. And if you're in the grass, you gain +2 evasion, which is cool. And acanthus plants, you can potentially get resources. Which is better if you have a sickle to get a better chance of getting the resource. Because you roll higher, you roll twice. Okay, so I need 2 grass and 4 plants. Here's the grass. And then let's find some plants. We gotta find some plants. We gotta find some plants. 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. Because stuff grows from the dead. All right. I don't know what that was. That was weird. Anyway. So the survivors are in the blue zone. Basically same setup, and then this stuff just has to follow the rules of setup. Alright, we don't need these anymore. I'll just keep them here to reference on how they're used. Okay. Should be 4 of those, that's weird. Why are there only 3? Did I miss one? Oh, it's right there. I'm stupid. Hello. Because he'll use this indicators for different things. Here's our tokens. And then here's stuff that we got, that we earned. I'll move the book because we don't need this anymore for time being. I just need to follow the rules of employment, which everything needs to be 6 away. I may have counted wrong last time. Yeah, that's okay. It was also a introductory one, as you know. This is Kingdom Death Monster, KDM. Right now I'm just finishing, I just finished the hunt, setting up the Showdown. And the Showdown I'll do in the next stream, which will most likely be tomorrow. I just want to have this into digestible chunks, so it's shorter streams and shorter play sessions. All right. So, next I gotta find the rules for deploying the stuff. The grass has to be 4 faces away from other grass, and the plants have to be at least 6 spaces away from other plants. So 4 and 6. Which means I can have these be pretty close. I can have these actually be close to survivors. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like I could place like one here, for example. And have people start in the grass, actually, I could even do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could do something like that too, and have people start in the grass, which is not a terrible idea. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should move it a little bit closer. That way. They start in it, but can also move in it. All right, so we got grass. Now we got to set up these plants. Which of these able to heal? So have these be kind of closer if possible. These have to just be 6 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can do something like that. I could do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I can do something like that. So I'm like favoring this corner and sort of negotiate here. All right, so we got the plant set up. I'm gonna leave this here just to reference what they are as far as when you interact with them. The grass, if as an action when you're in the grass, you can disappear to hide, but regardless, you get 2 evasion being there, which is cool. And then the plants, you could either suffer damage, nothing happens, you gain a survival, or you get a thing. So it's a good one to roll. It's relatively always beneficial. So yeah, and I believe that's it for the setup. Since the White Lion won initiative, he will go first. So I think it's good to go. Oh yeah, initial setup of everybody. That's the last thing. Of our team. We can start anywhere. It just has to start on the blue that's 6 spaces away. So most likely it'll probably start like here and there, most likely. Probably the people with the most stuff have hiding, something like that. So maybe I'll have like Dusa. Let's say the lion's facing this direction, okay? Because it has aggro, sees us. Maybe I'll start like boom, boom, or something like that. And then put like Citroni. I'll do something like that. The risk here is if he charges, he'll hit 2 people instead of just 1, because he's 2 spaces away. That's the risk. But then they both also have 2 more evasion. But he can already hit pretty good. Like, he hits on a 2+. So it'd be a 4+ to hit. So he has like a 1/3 chance of missing. So it's still a really good chance to hit. So I think what I'll do is I'll do something like this. And just have these characters just like barely off. Because they still have to be 6 spaces away. Do something like that. Plus that way they're a little bit farther away and get around the backside. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. Cool, so that's the setup. Now it's ready for Showdown when we start again. So I'm just going to put placeholders on here just because I have a cat. So that way if you knock stuff around, I'll have a picture of the setup and hide the miniatures in case Kitty Wrath. But yeah, the other thing I'll do right quick since this has time is I'll set up the decks for this cat. So the cat is now it's a normal stats, not the prologue, a little bit easier. What I mean by that is this is the white line. Don't worry if you can't read it because I'm going to read it to you. I just want to show you this difference. Before I did the prologue, very top first story, now I'm doing a level 1 lion. So has 10 cards instead of 8. And the toughness is a little bit harder to hit. It's an 8 instead of a 6. So it's definitely harder to hit, for sure. All right. All right, so now I need to build the deck. As well as prepare the hit deck. All right, so we got a hit deck. And now we got to build this deck. All right, so this isn't specific, it's random. I choose a different amount of different severity of attacks the lion can do. So I need 7 Bs and 3 As. All right. So first I get out all the Bs, shuffle it, draw 7. And then I get out all the As, shuffle it, and draw 3. And I don't believe I need anything else. Oh, here's another B. Here's some more Bs, more As. All right. S's are statuses. A's, legendaries. Oh yeah, those are A's. No legendaries, no S's. Okay. And then after I get the A's and B's, then I shuffle that deck. So every time you fight the lion, you don't exactly know what it's going to do. Nor the order that it's going to do it. Fortunately, he didn't start with Enraged. That would have sucked. He would have hit twice as hard. That would have sucked. So we got lucky on that one. And we already got some sweet resources. The only problem here is not because he has more hit points than the prologue. It's really the toughness. That's a problem. That's why I really tried to get people's crit up, because that way it doesn't matter if you can't hit. So if I see it's a problem, I could have people just punch instead, which means makes it a little bit harder to hit, but way harder to, a little bit easier to hit, because even though the toughness is greater, it's an 8. The fact that they would crit on an 8, if I get that hit, it would be a crit instead of a normal hit. So we'll see. That could be what I'm going to do. We'll see. All right, so I get 3 A's without looking. And then 7 B's. And worst case scenario, I do also have the ability to throw the shard permanently to get a free hit, free crit. Also true. Because it is hard to hit this lion. There's probably a lot of instances that my team will just miss the lion, or I'd hit it but not damage it. It is totally possible. So. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we shuffle this together. So it should be 10 total. 7 B's, 3 A's. All right, then we'll shuffle this bad boy together. And this is the AI deck. Alright, that's the starting deck. And then the White Lion's stats. Cool, so now we are good to go. The last thing is anything that happens upon arrival. So with the with the stone nose on arrival, this player gets +1 survival and +1 insanity. So that is Dusa. Is survival 2, because that's the new cap. And +1 insanity, which is good because she is at 0. And now we are good to go. Make sure nothing else triggers on arrival. Cool. Alright, so that is it for this evening. It was a lot faster hunt than I thought, but you got to see how the hunt worked. I was really fortunate in getting a bunch of resources, because it's like 50% more resources. This is huge. That's why I did it. Huge. Alright. So, because I'm really into Kingdom Death, definitely expect for me to put all these videos up by tomorrow or the next day, because I do have a lot of videos to do. But do expect on Twitch me to do this Showdown tomorrow, because I'm really excited about doing it. I just don't want to start it tonight and have it go a couple hours and it be close to sleep time. So thanks for watching, and the next video will be the showdown with the level 1 white lion. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. And kill a lion next time, hopefully.